Okay. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. Waiting for Ali to get on. Thanks for joining us for another Get Rooted Wednesdays. Let's see. Tried to be punctual today and get started on time. Let's see if it goes through. There we go. Telling you folks. All right. Ali, let me know if you got my invite. Let me know if you got my video invite. I think I did it right. Here we go. Hold on. Maybe I'm okay. Wait a minute. Video. It says you're unable to join. Why? Okay, I'm gonna send you another invite. All right. There we go. Hey! Pieces!
Peace. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
perfect.
Hey, sis. What's up?
How's everything? How you doing?
Oh, girl, that's a good question. I'm trying to balance. I'm trying to, you know, pace myself.
Yeah, and sometimes, that we have to ask ourselves, hey, goddesses, hey, gods, thanks
Yeah.
for joining us. Sometimes we have to even stop and ask ourselves that, like, yo, how you feeling today? Like, you have to, with so much going on,
Mm,
we have to be very realistic about the moment, the present moment for sure.
yeah.
Uh, Thanks
Yes.
for having me.
Yes. How are you? How are you feeling? How's your spirit?
I feel amazing.
Yes.
Like, yo, after you get knocked down, you
Yes.
only can go up,
Come
like you
on.
only can go up. Like,
Come on.
honestly. So, yeah, I feel I'm in a good place. Yeah, I'm in a good place mentally for sure.
Yes, I love it. Well, I just wanted to introduce you. For some who may not know, my name is Janae, and I am the co-owner of Rooted Delights. And we started as a plant-based oat milk vegan cheese company based in Virginia. And we distributed our cheese in different restaurants, grocery stores, directly to customers at home. But when the pandemic hit, it kind of forced us to pivot. So we had to pivot the business, make it more digital, which was totally new for me. I'm not familiar with that space. So that's where we are now. We're working on cookbooks, ebooks, webinars, all things about plant-based and incorporating conscious eating in people's households. So yeah, without further ado, I got my sis with me, and she is, listen, I don't call Ali an entrepreneur. I call her an allpreneur because she does it all. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. So like, introduce yourself. Like, who is Ali?
Well, give thanks again for having me.
Yes.
I have been kind of off of this whole Instagram thing for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So, I am just like very grateful to just be here with you. You're such an inspiration for everything that you do. And just being a mom, I know like seeing it firsthand with people and things like that, it's just like, wow, being able to still push for what you really want, and just being able to, in a sense, have some sort of control,
Yes.
of certain things, that's powerful. So, I definitely give my, flowers and stuff to you for sure. But
Appreciate you.
me, Ali, like, wow, I've been on a journey through different stages, different levels of those stages, through the different growths. And I've pretty much always been the type to have like good jobs, great jobs, and I've always, back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
I would always have good jobs, be put in good positions and stuff like that. And then it's just like, I didn't know that I didn't know myself. You
Mm,
know, when I was like working for these different corporations, or when I was when I had certain diets, which that's something that we're going to get into as well in this call. So yeah, so it was mostly like, yeah, okay, I knew who I was because I knew my background. You know, I knew where my background came from for the most part. But I didn't know like why we
hmm
did certain things, you
mm.
know, like the real things. It's like until I took some shrooms and I was like, okay, you know, like this is the reason why, you know. And then not only that, like even just like plants, you know, plants have helped me discover myself
Yes, come on.
so much, so
Yeah.
much, you know. I have been somebody who's always been about businesses, have always been the type to create,
Mhm.
run, administer, assist with
Yeah.
business. So I've always been the type to be on the back in the background of
Yeah.
things, you know.
Yes.
So that's something that I've done since I want to say 2018
hmm
or so.
Oh wow. And
And
scale
yeah,
them. You can take a business and you just like I'm just so impressed by you. Like how you
give
can
that.
fix business. I've been in rooms where you have orchestrated on the back and it's huge. I mean, I don't know if it was a small scale. I don't know how it started, but I just saw what it became. You know what I'm saying? It was like your vision and your willpower behind it. And it's so inspiring. Like, I just have to say that. Like, I'm
Give
just
that.
so inspired by you to just even with Rooted Delights. Like, okay, how can I take this and scale it the way I've seen you scale businesses? Like, took it over the top. It's just amazing to see. So amazing.
No, give thanks. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Give thanks. And it's amazing. You saying it's amazing for you to see, like, I legit have cried after, you know, putting certain things together because it's like, wow, you know, it's not easy to do something and stick through it, you know, despite any outer
Mm-hmm.
events that may be taking place or whatnot, you know. So for one to be able to see a finished product or something like that is like, wow, you know, like I couldn't even believe that I would actually be able to do something like this, you know,
What
as
pushes
far as like put certain businesses together.
what pushes you? Like how do you push to see all the way through?
Well, it's just the vision. It has to be the vision. You know, you have to stick to the vision as to like what you're doing, why are you doing it? And if it's about the money, you're probably going to not go through with it all the way. To some. To
Mm-hmm.
others, maybe you know a person's drive is the money alone. But
Mm-hmm.
to others, when it's really more so about like the actual vision and whether it's in which way, which form to help another,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or what is your goal with that? So with me, that's pretty much it, is pretty much seeing like always being like, okay, what if I was in that position? Like,
Yeah.
what if I was in that side of things?
Yes. And that's how you're able to scale it. It's like you put yourself in other people's shoes, but then you kind of take the emotions out of it so you can actually push it all the way through. Because
Absolutely.
I get caught up in the emotions of things and I'm just like, okay, let me step back. Because you say you've been off Instagram for a while. So I feel like I kind of am making my way back in front of people. Like I have a hard time getting in front of people. That's always been like a struggle for me. So like sometimes I need other people to push me through. You know what I'm saying? And they have that vision that maybe I don't have. So that's dope that you have that for other people, you know?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And in a sense, that's what it is. That's like oftentimes how it works is that you have someone who possibly has the action, you
Mm-hmm.
know, then someone else has the vision, and you marry those two
Mm.
things together, you know, and then other times you have to be both. You
Mm.
know, you have to be pretty much married
That's it.
yourself,
That's
you
it.
know.
That's it. That's it. And I love that you show people how to do it because I know before your hiatus on social media, like that's what you do. Like you help see the vision for other people to walk it through. Like is that a service that you're still offering? Is that something people can still take advantage of?
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
I do offer these services. It's just more so like whether it be local
Mm-hmm.
or I'm assisting people just via someone just referred me,
Yeah.
to someone, and then it's just more so like, okay, I'm having this event, I'm putting together this party, I'm putting together a program, a conference, a seminar, whatever it is, and then I assist with. I have different. I offer different types of assistance, whether it's more so of like the foundation of things, like, okay, well, what is you need to have a foundation. You need to. Some people have great ideas, wonderful ideas, but they don't know where to start,
Mm,
or they don't know what is the what's the foundation, what's the cause, what's the, like, you have to treat anything that you do as some form of business in a sense.
that's right. That's right. And even sometimes your day-to-day personal life, you have to kind of like intertwine it for business in a sense. Especially to keep it going, to keep the business elevating. Like, do you have any like tools that you recommend to people, like anyone who's just starting out with, trying to scale a small business and take it to the next level? Like, do you have like a couple like tools, suggestions that you would give to help people focus on their goal?
Yeah, as far as like focusing on your goal, you definitely have to, in a sense, see it here first, because it's always mental. Anything that you do, it's always mental. So you see it in your head first, and then after that, if you don't have any idea of where to start or how to start, then you definitely want to reach out to someone who may be able to assist you. But for the most part, I mean, you can do your own research, and thankfully we have things at like Google,
Yeah.
YouTube that we can currently still use for free, because they are going to be charging soon. But anywho, that's a whole nother story. Um, but yeah, so we have these things right now for free.
Right.
So we can definitely use a lot of these things as tools as to like, okay, well, how do I want to focus on having a hair store, or I want to offer a service. I want to be a big restaurant or lounge owner, or whatever idea that you may have. You want to get into farming, whatever it is that you want to do. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do.
That's
you
it.
know that's pretty much what I would tell people.
That's a gem though, because it's like a lot of times we see a vision and then we just see getting to that vision, but it's like there's so many things that you have to do to get there. Obstacles, things come up, unexpected shit be happening. So you kind of have to learn how to maneuver around it to get to the end goal. But it takes stuff to get there. Like it's not like an overnight. And I think people see that, like they see people like us in our businesses, they see us on the screen and they think success happens like this. And it's like, no, it's a progress. It's still a work in progress. Like, I can speak for myself and say, I'm still trying to find that balance, still trying to focus on work, focus on home, focus on baby, focus on relationship, focus on myself. So it's like, woo, child. Some days, some days it be tough. But you mentioned something about like having other people who you have to mirror it together. Like, I may have the vision, you may have the willpower to do it, and I feel like that is like such an important piece of entrepreneurship, or just like you said, paperwork, right? Oh God, that's another subject. Lord, paperwork, trying to balance that out. Woo! Ali, you know about that. You know about the paperwork game.
Especially when it's no longer about the template but the experience.
Mm-hmm.
When it's no longer about it, it does take a lot. It does take a lot out of you. And then it's just like you have to really sit there and look at this shit like, hold on.
Mm.
And then but it's just everything, everything that we do in life, whether it's like you're learning a new language, whether you're learning a new recipe, whether you're learning how to do robots. I don't know, whatever it is, it's always going to be something new.
Mm-hmm.
It's always going to be something.
Mm.
So
Mm. That's a good gem. Like, so look forward to things coming up because it's always going to be something. It's always going
yeah, like that's how I take things nowadays. Like, I'm telling you, like, being able to go off of like the grid a little bit
to.
and get off of social media for a while.
Yeah.
Um, and I probably would have went longer, but I have certain things that I want to bring to the people that I've been,
Let's talk
enabled
about
to
that.
to experience. Oh my God. Like, yo, what's free?
Yeah.
Nothing, nothing, because everything, came out of our credit.
Come
So
on.
nothing's free, but it's free, for the natural
Mm.
woman and natural man, for sure,
Come
you
on.
know.
Come on.
Um, but for the organization, the trust, yeah, there's certain, things that have to take place in the back end,
Come on.
that you have to account.
Mm.
Everything's accounts. You have
That's
to account.
come on.
Everything in life is about accounting. And it's like, it's so crazy how they don't teach us that, they want us to have, no abortions and no this and no, they make us wonder and think about all of these things, but then the real necessity is just like, no, it's just non-existent. It's just like, don't go there, don't learn about these things, don't push these things out there, focus on these things that we keep the tell live vision is giving you, and these places. So yeah.
On, man. Come on.
Yeah,
Accountability. Like, and it makes you have to refocus on what's important. Because, like you said, distractions. All day they're feeding distractions left and right, all the time. So, like, even I'm sure when you went off the grid, low key, you got off social media, you turned the TV off, which I know you don't watch TV like that anyway, but like just disconnected completely. All those downloads start coming in. Like, everything we need is inside of us. We just have to tap in, we have to listen, we have to tune into ourselves. And they distracted us from that. They distracted us from
absolutely.
and then you think food. You know what I'm saying? Food plays a huge part. Like, I know you're a plant-based chef. Like, how's that been? How's food contributed to you as far as your lifestyle and, your overall health?
I mean, I'm a pretty, full vegan, so I've missed no meals. I love food. I love food. So the thing with that, it was more so like, it's a mental thing, Again, it's like, and I mentioned this before, like really it's all a mind thing. It's all a mental thing.
Mm.
Because hey, greetings, again, gods and goddesses. So yeah, so it's a mental thing, So, seeing how that was connected. So, quick story. Um, I was in corporate America till about 2017. So I haven't been in corporate America since 2017.
Mm-hmm.
5 years or so, right? So, anyways, when I was there, I started by actually, I was working in the ER. I was working in the ER. I was doing the whole medical, stuff and all these things, whatever. So every time that I would have to like do certain audits and stuff like that, and I would see certain patients come up. And I would look at the reasons, and I'm like, dang, wasn't this person here just like 2 weeks ago? Or wasn't this person here like a week ago or a month ago or something? It was like, it would be patients that would come often and would live in a certain zip code and things like that. So when I looked into this, I would start to go talk to them, and I would see that they would come. I would go and talk to them, and then I would discuss like, okay, well, what does, the doctor tell you to do? And, oh, well, just, take some pills and that. Okay, but he doesn't tell you to stop doing something. Like, it's something that you're doing,
That,
so you always have to get to the root of things. See, get rooted, rooted delights.
yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, you always got to get to the root of things. So, I would ask these questions, and then it was to the point that they wouldn't come back. When they would come back, those that took my advice, of course, because we hear something, but we do not feel it.
That's it.
So when we would some of them would come back just to say, hey, I've been looking for you, like I haven't had high blood pressure since you told me to stop doing this, and I started to do this. Or I would take my breaks on, because sometimes we are we're creatures of habits sometimes. So some people are not able to for some reason, in their mind, they're not able to stop doing certain things for long periods of times.
Right.
But anywho, so yeah, they would come back. They're like, "Yo, I stopped doing this and I stopped doing that," and it's just like, wow, like it showed me how much like our food is really connected to everything.
Mm.
Why? Because it really depends on if we're eating life or death,
Yes.
or what are you mostly eating? Because there's some people who, okay, they've cut off certain things, but they're still eating some form of animal products, whether
Yes.
it be cheese, whether it be seafood,
Yes.
something, chicken, turkey, but many of them have switched to where they're consuming more living things like plants, herbs, grains.
Mm-hmm.
So um, now with those people, they still see that, yeah, their mind is affected completely different,
Yes.
like it is completely different. They think different, they feel different, they analyze a little bit different, especially those that are connected with
Yes.
themselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I know when I went plant based a few years ago, I think it's been like 2000, like 16. I don't even keeping track. I just, whatever. But I know that when I started eating more consciously, I did a 2 week fast, just like no meats for 2 weeks. And I felt my skin started clearing up, like my thoughts
Hmm.
got clearer. Like I had discernment more, which I didn't have that cloud. Like the meat and the dairy really clouded that, and just the fried foods, because I like fried foods, but like I would like OD, like, you know what I'm saying, like eating fries like twice a day or something, like even though it's plant-based, it was still like damaging. So I know that when I went through that fast process, or that cleanse, like my mind just like opened up, and I remember like healing myself, like you said, naturally through plants and stuff. And like for me, my thing was I wanted to tell everybody, like I gotta share this news with the world, like how you should eat, you should do this. And some people aren't receiving it well, because like you said, like for some people are stuck in that condition. It's generational. Eating is a generational thing, the foods we consume. So it's like now I'm more focused on action. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna live in how I want to move and how I want to influence other people to move. And I feel like more and more people are picking up on that energy, from all of us. All of us as a collective, with eating more intentional, reading labels. That's a big thing that we don't do in our communities. Like we read the front and then we don't know what's in the back is really telling you what you eating. You know.
Right, like these contracts that we get into, you
Yes.
know
Yes.
everything in the front, seems all good, or is filled with some form of lies, but then the truth is in the labels. I mean, in the other pages, or whatever, however you want to see it. These labels are in a sense contracts, because it's like you're legit contracting
Yes.
with whoever made this. You
Yes.
know, with whoever made this, you're legit, your body, your physical body is contracting with
Yes.
this, to where it's like, okay, I'm either gonna make you live a
Mm,
little more, or I'm either gonna kill you a little slowly. So we make contracts every day with foods, even with foods that we eat.
on.
So it's just like, okay, are you feeding, yourself? Are you living,
Come
or
on.
are you killing yourself?
Yeah.
Are you dying? This
Yeah.
type of stuff.
Come on. And like you said, everything is a contract. Everything is a consensual agreement. Everything is giving consent. And like you said, with the foods you eat, like it either helps you or it doesn't. It's two ends of the spectrum. Either it's healing you, or it's damaging you and it's hurting you. Someone said, someone I saw a good comment. Someone said about I just need vegan food ideas. You got any suggestions? Like some easy, quick, you
So this
know?
is the thing. Vegan food ideas is so funny, because think of whatever it is that you love to eat, whether it's a pot pie, whether it's a stew, whether it's eggs, it's an egg sandwich, a tuna, whatever quick stuff that you like to, or like to eat, as far as like when you weren't vegan, or not being a vegan, and then just replace it with vegan items, like genuinely just vegan plants, just plants, whether it be, chickpeas. My go-to definitely is chickpeas, because chickpeas are filling,
Yes.
but then again, it gets deeper than just what we eat, because sometimes what we eat can also affect us in a way to where, if we have high estrogen levels, or things of that nature, we shouldn't consume things like chickpeas because they do have high estrogen. So it gets deeper. Like it's not just about, okay, I'm gonna stop eating meat,
Mhm.
but then it's just like, okay, um, oh, what am I going to eat? And
Mhm.
what should I eat? Or it gets deeper. That's why it's like it does take some time. You're going to evolve. It's going to be moments of evolving. But if you're going to start off, you just pretty much just replace whether YouTube was always my favorite when I started, and I would just, okay, what can I replace, like I would, whether it's pizza, I was, okay, vegan pizza, and then a ton of ideas would come about until I started to get familiar with, okay, what is a good replacement for what? So
Mhm.
I know, like, okay, for chicken replacement that's I enjoy, again, you can do your own, but for the most part, it's like jackfruit,
Yeah.
mushrooms,
Yes.
chickpeas, um, what else for chicken replacement? Of course, you have your flours that can turn into some form of like chicken as well.
Mhm.
But again, flowers is like
I know. I know.
but yeah, you have like so boom for chicken, you have those types of replacement. Then for like seafood, you'll have again mushrooms. Then you'll have the palm, what you call those? Heart of
Yeah.
palms, yeah. You'll have that for like seafood, of course, jackfruit again.
Yes.
And then you always would use like nori seaweed, or you would use dulce
Mhm.
flakes, there's one more, there's
Seaweed.
one more, but you would use these things that have the flavor of what you're looking for. And if you're looking to like have some form of like pork type
Mhm.
of flavorings, you would use smoked seasonings,
Mhm.
because pork has like a smoked seasoning, salty seasoning to it. So taste. And again, you have to think about it. You're not that you like the chicken and the chicken, I mean the chicken and the steak or whatever. You like the seasoning to
That's-
it.
Come on. Come on. It's not that if you ate it raw, it would be disgusting. You couldn't even like stomach it. If you ate raw meat with no like you said, no onion powder, garlic powder, like all these things that give basil, cilantro, all these things that people want is really in the seasoning. That's a fact. And I think people don't know where to start when it comes to like eating plant-based or eating more consciously. It's like, okay, where do I go? And then what's marketed is Beyond and Beyond Meats and Impossible. And I know that's a starting point. So I try, I don't knock no one's journey at all. But it's just like you kind of have to do your own digging, your own research. And like you said, take advantage of what's free. Google, like, YouTube. These are places you can go to
Yep,
search.
get some books. Get
Yeah.
some books on it, because even whether you're using buttermilk, you can make your own buttermilk.
Mm,
Like all of these things you can legit, it's an alternative too. And even the great things is that a lot of these vegetables that we use as seasonings, they regrow,
mm,
so they regenerate in a sense. And you can pretty much like regrow them. You don't need much to regrow from scraps.
mm.
So that also is a good thing because you're saving, some funds. Um
Give us an example. Like you like onions. Like,
Yeah, you have onions, you have potatoes, you have lettuce, you have of course green onions, you have avocados,
hmm,
pineapples, jeez.
so many, right?
It's a few of them. Yeah, garlic, if you use garlic. There's many of these plants,
Mm,
again, veggies or fruits that they just regrow on their own.
so easy to do.
Obviously, you'll probably need some water and stuff like that. But these are from scraps. So it's
Yeah.
like you pay so much money for these organic,
Mhm.
produce. It's like you might as well just start to like regrow a lot of these and
Yeah.
just have them. And as they grow, you just use them, you
You,
know?
do you feel like there's any you can just grow in the house? Like, I know someone said herbs and mints. I know those are pretty.
Yeah, you grow them in the house. You definitely grow them in the house. I mean, you keep them by sunlight if you can. if not, it's just again water. Just make sure you maintain the water cleaned. You try to use like a glass bowl, or cup. You can even legit just a glass. Like oftentimes I put all my green onions in like, a glass with water. They grow back. I use green onions in damn near every day. So
Really? Do you grow your own in a sense, right at home?
yeah, just regrow from the same, like the little part with the roots at the end, and you just put it in some water, and there you go.
I need to start that because I mean, like, and oh, the food out here. I'm in Virginia, and I know Ali, you're in Florida, so our food is like different than yours. Okay, like it's bad. Shit is bad now. The vegetables are just the flavor's gone. The fruits have it's not sweet. Like, and it's so frustrating being in a place where we don't have access to mango trees and avocado trees, and like those are things that you get at home, right? Like, I mean, you can go to outside to a tree and get those things, right? So you have that.
Yeah, definitely my mother's backyard.
What does your mother grow? What does she have back there?
She has avocado, soursop, pineapple, fever grass.
Wow.
I don't know if I said avocado, but mangoes,
Mm.
coconut.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's
Uh,
beautiful.
yeah, cilantro, um, parsley, potatoes. Like, yeah,
Oh, that's so dope. How do you feel like? I want to ask you. So, with your background, because you're Jamaican and um,
Honduran.
foreign, right? Okay, yeah. So, how have you been able to contribute your family traditional foods into plant based? You know what I'm saying? Because I feel
All
like
of them.
stop right there when it comes to their cultures and their traditions. And like, how am I supposed to take? How can I make vegan oxtail? You know what I'm saying? Like, how
All
do
of them. I have transformed every single meal, like every
I?
single meal that I enjoyed as when I wasn't vegan, whether it be a Jamaican dish or whether it be a Honduran dish.
Mm,
Um, I've been able to trans
mm,
convert,
mm,
veganize. I like to say veganize. I go ahead and veganize it, whether it's goat, so curry goat,
mm.
whether it's they got this thing called arroz con pollo, which is rice and chicken. Like
That's-
I veganized that.
mm.
Everything. Like yeah,
Okay. Okay. Now you have an event. You have an event that's coming up, right? Aren't you planning something? Are you gonna have
I'm
some
def-
food? What?
I'm definitely planning an event. Um Yeah, I'm planning an event. Like I'm planning an event again. I did so good, my first one, and I am like, all right, let's definitely start another one. As far as the cooking, I'm not sure if I do. I don't know if it'll be something more intimate for
Yeah,
those who purchase like a certain ticket, and then I'll be able to cook and have like a
that's fair.
cook and build type of, like chill back vibe type of thing.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Wait, someone said they said I need the oxtails, right? Me too. Like, yes, I'm vegan oxtails.
Yeah, you gotta use some lentils. Got it. Lentils are your best friend. Lentils and like navy kidney beans or something like that. Like you can use that
For
to make the oxtail.
I know I had it. There's a local spot here. She had a vegan oxtail and it was made with mushrooms, like sorted all different types, and it was really good. Like the flavor was on point. I mean, I was shocked. So like mushrooms, I think is a good alternative. I know someone said the oxtails. Maybe check into the mushrooms. But oh, someone said what plant based proteins do you like to use? Hey, Michaela.
So with hold on, what does it say?
um,
What plant-based proteins do you like to use? Honestly, quinoa.
mm,
Quinoa is full of protein.
okay.
Um, and you can actually put that in shakes,
Mm,
or you can obviously eat that as well. But
mm,
quinoa is filled with protein.
mm.
Um,
Is that like your rice replacement? Would you say?
yeah,
Yeah.
that and then the wild rice.
Mm,
Wild rice and quinoa are like amazing. Don't get me wrong. I still make basmati rice. I make sure that I get the one that's like so-called organic and
yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah.
Yeah, that's Alex said I can't stand quinoa. You're messing out, bro. Quinoa is life.
Quinoa is everything. Like I do everything with quinoa, like for real.
Mm.
And I could even use that sometimes to make like the chicken nuggets. Like you can make that with the you can use that with chickpeas
Mm, yes.
sometimes, and
Mm,
then make like your own chicken nuggets.
mm,
Someone was saying, is chlorophyll safe to take? Yes, but it's better to just make your own. So you can take like a few herbs and put it through the juicer, or if you have a blender, and then get a cheesecloth and you make your own chlorophyll. So you can use like kale, you can use parsley, cilantro, you can use, pretty much the green. What else? Collards, not collards. Callaloo.
I'll
Sorry, but callaloo. It's similar to spinach,
write that
but you
down.
can make your own chlorophyll. Like, yeah, you can make your own.
Is callaloo like a that's like a green, like just like greens, like a superfoods greens?
Yeah,
Okay, I wrote that down. I never heard of that. So how do you make it? Because that's a good question. Like I normally buy the chlorophyll. You say you just put it through a juicer?
yeah. You put it through a juicer. If you have a blender, sometimes you put like a little bit of water. A lot of these plants do have water already, but you still would put like a little bit of water, and then you just take it. Or you
Mm-hmm.
could store it in the fridge for maybe like 3 days or so, depending, like 3 days. You can store it, and then you can take that.
I'm gonna write that down. It's good to know. Like little shots of it almost. Like a little
Yeah.
shot of chlorophyll.
hmm
Your own quinoa is gas from the bat. Someone said quinoa is gas from the bat. From the quinoa. I
Listen,
get first, right?
yeah, you got it, and then you got to wash it good. And it's so crazy because on the packages it says do not wash, but I don't know. But anyhow, yeah. So you wash it and then you cook it a little bit. You brown it up a little bit, and then you season it up. Like I make sure that I'll use like sometimes I'll use scraps to
Okay.
make like my own broth,
Mm-hmm.
instead of using like chicken broth. But anytime you cook quinoa, you have to season up your pot.
Mm-hmm.
Like you cannot just cook it like really regular rice. You have to season your pot. So bay leaves, thyme, some onions. You have to season up your water. You cannot leave your water because then it's like gonna have a bitter taste.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why people don't really like quinoa because it has a bitter taste. But it
Mm-hmm.
has so much protein. It
Yeah.
has so much protein, so it's really good for you.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know. It's interesting because I learned recently, like in the last year or two, about seasoning your water. Even when I make mac and cheese, like if I for my noodles, I'll season the water just as good as I would season the noodles or the with cheese mix I'm making. So that's a big gem because, like you said, a lot of people steer away from eating healthier because it's bland or it's just like bitter or it's just doesn't have any flavor. But it's like you have to from what I learned, I'm gonna get your experience. You have to season everything from start. Like I look at cooking as like that's its own spell work in itself. You know what I'm saying? Your energy is being put in there. You're using your hands. A lot of stuff can be intuitive as far as what you're seasoning with. Like, do you feel like that comes naturally to you in the kitchen, like intuitive cooking? Yeah.
Yeah, now definitely because it's been so long that I've had to cook.
Mm,
So I was the only plant-based or vegan in the house
mm,
when I first started. So they wouldn't really cook like, yeah, they'll cook certain vegan stuff that was just of the culture, but it wouldn't be like an everyday thing. So if I wanted to eat, I would have to make my own stuff.
mm.
So it's like eventually when I saw, okay, the different types of seasonings, what flavors I didn't really like. I'm
Yeah.
not a big fan of fennel,
Uh-huh.
unless I'm making sausages. Like if I'm making like my own from scratch sausages, I would use fennel in
Mm,
it. But like I'm not a big fan of too much cilantro. Like, it's like you start to kind of see what do you like, what don't you really like.
that's right.
And then what can help make certain things taste like that flavor that you like so much when you used to not be a vegan.
That's
I
it.
mean, when you weren't vegan.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Like the flavors. How do you create it? Like you literally are like a scientist in the kitchen. Like especially
The
with
alchemy,
right alchemy. Come on, that's it.
alchemy.
That's it. And especially when you're like you say you're the only one in your household eating like that. How's your family adapted to that? Adapted to, your eating.
They've changed a lot, like a lot. My mother doesn't eat chicken. Like she still has her meats here and there, but that's like really like her Honduran side. She likes her carne asada, which is the grilled steak.
Yeah.
So she loves to eat those things here and there, but she stopped even drinking like cow's milk. She does eat vegan cheese,
Good.
coconut milk instead of cow's milk. So she has adapted a lot. She doesn't take that much pain killers or even it's affected that because she no longer has to take these things. She
That's
drinks more tea.
mhm.
Um, she knows what she has to do when her blood pressure is high, and she just uses the remedies that I give her.
Mm.
So they've adapted a lot. Like they've changed from eating a lot of things, and I feel good about that.
How did you do it? Like, I feel like so. I know I try, and it's a challenge. Like, how did you get them to be on board? Like, how?
To be vegan, well, more on the vegan or plant-based side. Well, I started to switch out a lot of the products to where they were like they wouldn't even really like notice, or they'll give it a try,
Mm.
or they'll just I'll get back to the high blood pressure quick. But yeah, like I would switch out the butter. So I would switch even if the vegan butters are not all great. I mean, thank goodness for Mayoski something.
Yes. That.
That one. That's the one that I use now. So I used to use I forgot what it was
Balance.
yeah, I used to that's the one that I used to use.
Mm.
And then oops, sorry. And then so I started to switch out their products, whether it's the milk, the butter, I switched out what else did I switch out? The mayonnaise.
Mm.
So they would use like vegan mayonnaise. Instead of the sugars, I switched them over to like agave. Um, pretty much it started to do a switch, like
Mm-hmm.
little by little, so to
Great.
the point where they every time they went to shop, they would just buy the vegan alternative of
Smart.
this thing.
So smart. It's so smart that you incorporated small things. You didn't take everything away, but you swap things out where it wouldn't be too noticeable. Or something.
Yeah, yeah, man. So, one of the first things when it comes on to high blood pressure, it's again, what do you do?
Mm.
You have to look at your habits, because when you think about blood pressure, it has to think with some form of activity in a sense, because it's the blood. Your blood doesn't just stay stagnant. If not, that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So blood moves.
Mm.
So if blood moves, then you have to kind of also go back and think like, okay, well, what do I do? What are my activities, or what don't I do? Because
Yes.
also not doing something can be actually worsening, the pressure that your blood is supposed to have.
Mm. Come on.
So you have to always ask yourself, like, because remember, you only have yourself. You only have self. You ain't got nothing else. Nobody else. It's
Mm-hmm.
nothing outer. Everything is internal.
Come on.
So since you only have yourself, you have to just ask yourself, okay, well, what is the root cause of a peace and love, peace and love.
Uh,
Peace and love. So you have to ask yourself, like, all right, well, what can be a root cause of anything? Just like even with when we're doing the whole law shit, we have to like look at, okay, well, who deals with all of this? Because I need to talk to this person.
You're right.
So you
Right.
got to talk to yourself too and be like, all right, well, what am I doing? As to like, why is my blood pressure not being how it needs to be? What am I consuming? Then you go to the next question. You have to be your own doctor. You know how you go to the doctor and the doctor asks you, well, what is your exercise levels and what is your this and what is your, okay, well, sit down in the mirror and ask yourself, well, what do you do, what you don't do? So that's number two. Those are the most two important questions that you have to ask yourself is, okay, what activity am I doing or what activity am I not doing around the time that I feel this, my blood pressure either be too high or too low?
Mm-hmm.
Then number two, what did you just consume or what did you not consume all
Mm.
day?
Mm.
Then do you have a headache?
Mm.
You have to also see what else is some underlining things that you're feeling, but for the most part, it's always going to go back to your gut. It's
Mm.
always going to go back to your gut. You
Yes.
know, with anything that you do is going to go back to your gut. So with your blood pressure now, all right, you have to go and look at what can I intake so it can manage or it can balance out my blood pressure because I didn't behave the greatest with myself today. You got to be honest with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So you can take sorrel, which is hibiscus flower.
Right.
Hibiscus is good for blood pressure.
Sorrow.
So
SOW, right?
sorrel is SORREL,
Oh,
or
okay.
yeah, or it's also called hibiscus. It's the hibiscus flower.
Oh, the
So
hibiscus. Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know that was.
I'm
Bye.
sorry, my sometimes my accent comes out, but yeah, hibiscus. It's called hibiscus.
Hibiscus. Yes. I got
Okay.
tea. I didn't know that was the same. Okay, so that can actually help with blood pressure. That's something you can drink daily to manage it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then the next thing is like you have to also again ask yourself, but what did I eat? Why is my blood pressure? What did I drink? So if you coffee drinker, you need to cut that down, cut
Mm,
that off
mm,
until you get it back regulated or minimize the amount. If you were a coffee drinker, you would drink 2 cups of coffee, bring it down to one.
mm,
You
mm.
know, bring it down. Like you have to understand we are humans of habit, or be whatever however the saying goes. I'm not that great at those things, but I'm great at a lot of things except that. But I yeah, so creatures of habits, there you go. So you can't just take off something unless you really are mentally strong because it
Mm.
goes back to your mind, and how long you've been doing it or whatever, or what is your why, or what's your why,
Yes.
but other than that, you have to slowly take it down, so if you would drink a 1 cup,
Mm-hmm.
take it down to half a cup until you take it down all to none,
Mm-hmm. That's
you
right.
know or find an alternative like dandelion root.
Mm.
You can switch your coffee for dandelion root,
Mm.
especially if you're suffering from high blood pressure.
Mm.
So it's not even so much about taking it away, but oftentimes you can substitute what
Mm.
you enjoy that is causing you these ailments,
Mm.
you know? So yeah. And then, nuts. And if you eat a lot of nuts, cut that back.
Huh?
Um,
I have.
the
Mm.
high blood pressure because it contains so much oil.
Mm.
And unfortunately with nuts, they're so small that we just like pop like a
Yes.
few handfuls sometimes. And we don't it's like imagine just drinking a whole cup of oil.
Mm. Mm.
What the fuck do you think it's gonna do to your heart?
Mm.
That's what's pumping your blood. So what
Mm.
you think is gonna happen to your heart? You just drink a whole cup of oil.
Mm.
Like,
Mhm.
man, and our body is water.
Come
Like
on.
you out here like drowning
Mm.
like you suffocating your body because you
Mm.
just had a whole with blood pressure. Some people they can regulate your body can regulate stuff a little bit better so you don't have those troubles, at least not yet.
Yes.
But
Until it
yeah,
starts. And I know another thing, like with the blood pressure, like what you said was 100% accurate. And I know this environment can even play a part. You know what I'm saying? The environment you're in, the people you're around, all that can play a part with how you internally manifest things as well. You know? So it's just like a full mind, body, spirit thing when it comes to like regulating certain issues. Stems from
yeah.
your.
Yeah,
So
and hibiscus. Somebody said, "Can you drink hibiscus tea?" Hell yeah, that shit's good as hell. Drink some hibiscus tea, man. Everybody should. You can add a little ginger to it. Ginger ain't that great for some people, so just be mindful, especially those that suffer from like it's like a stomach issue. Sometimes it may not be the greatest thing, so just be mindful. Again, you have to be mindful because, like even though like we have this mind up here, somebody had mentioned it, the gut is the second mind. So we have to be mindful of what we consume. When you hear somebody say mindful of what you consume, it's not about just your mind up here, it's this mind down here.
that's it. Your gut will tell you everything you need to know, everything you need to purge, everything you need to cleanse. Someone said high blood pressure stems from your thoughts. That's
Yeah, for sure. Stress. That
mm,
stress will get you again because it's an activity. You
mm,
know what I mean? Like when you're stressing, it's not that you're not, that's why people feel so tired, so drained, because they're so stressed.
mm.
and not knowing that, yo, that's legit. Like, let's say you have your mind running. You could be still and you could be like, damn, why am I feeling so tired? But you've been stressed all damn day. All damn day you've been stressed. Every little thing is just a stress to you. It's just a stress. And then not only that, the words that we use are very powerful because you can say, oh, I'm so stressed. And legit, you're legit calling down this stress on your body, on your mind, and it's like, you got to say, if you are having a moment that you may feel these types of feelings, and don't use the word stress, use the word challenge. Oh man, I'm having such a challenging moment. And it's not a challenging day because ain't no way in hell that the day didn't do shit to you. The
Exactly.
day, it just rained all day or it was just sunny. I mean, it didn't do anything to you.
That's right.
But,
come on.
and the moment that you use, it's so funny. The moment that you use that word, stress, that's legit what you're going to be, is stress. So use words like, oh, I feel so challenged right now. I feel
Absolutely.
so tested right now.
Yes. In the moment.
Because why? Why? Because you can overcome a challenge.
Yes.
And why? Because you can beat anything that that's kind of like beating you up or whatever. So
You can overcome it. It's easier to overcome when you use the right words, when you put out the right spell work with your mouth, with your verbiage, with your tongue. That's so true. Your gut is
yeah.
your instinct. That's it. Go with your gut. Your gut is always your first instinct. That's facts. That's facts.
Mhm.
Feed in your gut. Alex said, I'm so tired. You need that, because I see, I'm gonna put you on the spot, Alex. Alex like coffee, right? So he's trying to find a way to the alternative. I know you said dandelion. I'm gonna write that down so we can get some
Yeah,
of that.
just make it like, if you like a strong coffee, then let's say if you get the little tea bags and try to use like, maybe two or three of them to get it that strong, earthy flavor. Because what you like is, you like dirt, you like beans, you like, earth types of flavors. So dandelion root does have that. So oh yeah, mushroom, yep, the shaga, I think it's called shaga. That one is one that's really good as well. That's an alternative. So you can use these and do it, make it the same way that you used to make your coffee. So if you like to use milk, just use, the plant-based milk with that alternative. So you don't have to have coffee, because coffee can actually not be the greatest thing to your blood, because it makes our blood work. It's caffeine. So it's making our body work internally. I'm
Entrepreneur.
the entrepreneur with the neuropath. That's how I started. Listen, that was how I started into this rabbit hole. Okay, like,
All day about this. What else?
listen, and then the crazy thing is, I haven't been studying this for a minute. Like, I have put that to the pause since like 2018. I ain't gonna lie. And certain stuff just like really comes back to me, like, wow. Because I was like, so I have a little I guess, fun fact. I was probably like six credits away from being a biochemist. So whenever I do decide to go back, if I do decide to go back, like, yeah, so I was on my way to all of this, and then I got stopped. And then I got directed. Not stopped, but I got redirected.
And you can still feed the people. Like, this is feeding us. This is healing people. Like, you can always go back to school, but the degree or not, listen, I'm getting the gems. Look, okay, I'm getting them. Like, I appreciate you for even sharing your knowledge and the things you've learned over the years, because
I appreciate you.
this is how we heal the community. This is it right here. This
I
is it.
appreciate you. Yeah.
I appreciate you, man. So what, like, okay. Like, there's so much I want to talk about. We got too much time. We're gonna have to vibe it out. We gotta do this again. There's so much more I want to
Oh
dig in.
yeah, you got. So I'm gonna start Mindful Mondays again. So you can come on my side
Yeah,
one of these times. That's
Ali.
your very change your handle. He's so funny. He's such a freaking Virgo, demanding.
Change it right now. That's the new. That's what we calling you going forward.
Yeah, that's probably good. You know, I could probably give this name a little retire and
Yeah.
come back, you know. But no, man, like I really do. I want to help a lot of people. I want to help out those who are pushing their passion, you know, for sure. Because again, like we can do it all
Mhm.
until we can do so much, you
Mhm.
know. And as we see these things that we create, our ideas or whatever it is, as our babies, you know,
Mhm.
we never just want to give our babies away or give our babies here or whatever the case is. We want to be able to do it all, or we want to say, oh, I can't trust nobody and this and that. I mean, yeah, it's a given. I mean, but at the same time, it's like, are you going to have those little things that can be some way somehow controlled stop you
Mm.
from bringing your ideas to life? So I'm definitely like, I definitely want to continue to help people like reach, you know, these goals. I've seen so many people that've had consultations with me take their business to six-figure businesses in like less than 3 months, for
Yes.
sure. You
Yes.
know, and it wasn't anything I did. Shit, it was just like, you either gonna do it. It's just right there. Like, that's all you got to do is just boom, and you could do it. You know, so I want to continue to do consultations for the people, especially those who have ideas that haven't started up or have already started up, and they're kind of stuck. You know, or yeah, they just want to, like, you know, talk to someone and kind of like bounce ideas to, because that's another thing. Oftentimes we're in this type of environment, you know, where everyone's like entrepreneurs and stuff like that, and many people they don't have someone to talk to, because entrepreneurship is, in a sense, it's a lonely road, you know. So I definitely want to continue to help people, whether it's putting their businesses together or events together, their classes together. That's what I'm really good at, and I'm really passionate about. So whether it's the whole vegan side of things, you know, I've assisted people with vegan things. I actually just had one consultation. Her baby had eczema,
Mm.
and you know, gave her consultation regarding the eczema. And that's something that our culture is so big on, like um mixed babies as well, but you know, uh babies that are, you know, of the melanated skin tone, for sure suffer a lot from eczema.
Mm.
So
You think it's the
uh
food? And food is, yeah. Mhm.
absolutely. It's always the food. It's always the food, and then the products. Because again, the skin is one of the biggest organs that we have.
Mm.
So um anything that put is like, in a sense, your skin is eating that up.
Mm.
And yeah, so the products that we use,
Mhm.
anything topical, and then anything that we ingest.
Mm.
Yep, dairy. Most of it definitely comes from dairy, for sure.
Mm. White flour for me. Yeah, white flour is a killer. Good Lord. That stuff will tear you up. Yeah, I know white. Yeah, I get sometimes if I eat white flour, I'll get eczema a little bit too. If I eat out and I eat white flour, I can tell I ate it. Like my body processes it and notices it quick. You know. Someone said my wife has a molecular biology basics and virtual labs class. How can she get on y'all's platform? Oh, see now, Ali?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you definitely hit up my DM. Hit
Yeah.
up my DM, and we could get a call on and see what does that all entail,
Hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm. Definitely interested in that. So I'm just catching up on mess on comments. I don't want to leave no one out. I deal with that exactly. But look, what was I gonna say? So as far as your event that you're throwing, what is that based around? Like, how can we get more information? Do you have a date? Look, you see, I'm inching back around, and I'm like, what's up with the event? Like, how can I get?
Listen, listen. So during this journey, you know, of in the rabbit hole,
Yeah.
um, you know, the matrix, whatever you want to call it, I've been able to experience firsthand a lot of things on the background, and then on the front side, and then even leaving um that completely and being able to see others,
Mm-hmm.
and how they do things and what they're talking about, what they're discussing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been, so pretty much what I'm saying is I've been able to be on the actual front row and center, of a platform that is bringing certain,
Mm-hmm.
um, I guess, processes, to people.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've also been on the other side of things where I've had to myself really sit down and be a student,
Mm-hmm.
not just someone who, okay, I'm just seeing what someone is doing, their process, and okay, that's that, but actually being a student. Because as being a student, you get tested,
Mm-hmm.
you know, in
Mm.
order to see if, you'll be able to, okay, can I teach that,
Come on.
to the person that's coming behind me? Because
Wow.
that's all this process is about. However you want to take it, that's what this process is about. Because if somebody didn't turn back around and say, well, let me teach her,
Yes.
then I can't turn around and say, hey, you know that you can, or hey, you know that, or go to this person if you're not that type, but whoever, howsoever.
Mm-hmm.
So with my event that's coming up, because my first one, it was my first one. It was my first one of that caliber. It was over 700 people. It
Bang.
was the first one.
Thing. You did your thing. You did your
Thank
thing.
you. Thank
And,
you. It was,
and she hosted, so she played the back and the front, y'all. Like,
yeah,
I mean, it was
yeah,
insane. It was
yeah.
insane. It was insane.
I give thanks. And I've never done like the whole front side of things, I just thought that, okay, I can come in and help with that. And because I knew I hand selected everybody that
Mm,
was there, I knew of everyone, some way, some form. I've interacted with them. I've done business with them before, so, I was like, it would make sense for me to be the one to host. And,
so
I
humble.
took on, I took on that role, and I was like, oh, okay, wow,
Yeah. Yeah.
wow. So, but this one now, I want to make it more hands-on,
Okay.
as more so a workshop, if anything,
Cool.
to where we're getting. I'm gonna give a little, sneak peeks
Yeah.
talks, because I mean, it's only 8 of us, so it's
Right.
okay, you know. Um, but anywho, everybody's gonna see what's up, so that's what matters. Um, so yeah, so a little bit of mock trials, so we know how to conduct ourselves, in a sense, like enemies territory,
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yes.
Um, when you're on the roadside, what to do,
Yes.
when these policy, enforcers are violating their oaths,
Mm-hmm.
and talking to someone they shouldn't even be talking to, um, type of thing, like what to do, those types of workshops. And there's going to be other workshops, because I'm going to also be pretty much a guinea pig. I'm being a guinea pig to, I'm doing my own case studies on a lot of things, so I'm going to and I come from a background of, I was in drama in middle school, so I saw a lot of productions be put together.
Dope.
Wasn't the type to want to be in the scene. So, but I know how to put certain things together. So, how back in the day they used to have like like theater shows and Medea and whatever, so things like that. I definitely want to bring like real life experiences
Yes.
to people, because that's how we learn the best.
Yes.
If you want to learn more in depth, then you're going to have to book somebody's consultation,
Right.
or somebody's class. But if you want the real first-hand knowledge as to like, okay, how to deal, what are the steps?
Yes.
Where do I go and see this information? How
Yes.
can I see this information? How can I use this information? Because many of us learn different ways.
Right.
Some of us aren't good at just hearing, but if I'm seeing an act taking place, and then I'm somebody's coming and describing, okay, well, XYZ, this is what you got to do, this is what you got. you know, this is how you set this up. This is what you do and why you set it up like this.
That's right. I'm here for
You
it.
know. So I have some dope people that are very, very private.
Mm-hmm.
They're very private in everything that they do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and of course to become private, you have to also know still the business side of things.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have a mixture of people. Some people, you know, you guys haven't heard of as of yet, and I'm so thankful. You
Yes.
know that I've been able to come across them, and I'm just like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
like it's a bunch of people over here that need this guidance because we've been running around in circles
Yeah.
or paying these subscription fees for how long, and we're not there yet.
Right. Where's the action behind it? That's right.
Where's, where's the action? You know, like where's the action? And I don't want to continue to follow someone who is talking this free stuff but not living it.
Yes. That's
You
facts.
know,
Facts.
so because I know I want to be free. I don't want to act like it. You know, I don't want to look like it.
That's
I
right.
want. I am.
That's right. I want to embody it. I want
I
that
am. If
lifestyle.
I am what I am,
That's it. Come on. What do you have any dates picked out yet? Are you still working it through?
it's like an escape room. It definitely is like an escape room. You come down to Miami, you just know it's gonna be a whole experience. But I would love to do October because I want to do it around the Libra season. You
Okay.
know, justice. Get them scales out. You know, but I'm going to see because what I'm working on. I'm trying to see how that's going to play out.
Okay.
Um, there's you know certain special gifts that
Yes.
possibly will be given out to people. You know, it's
Excited.
been a little rough out here. It's been a little rough out here, so you know it could be. You know, the adults need a little Christmas too. You
That's
know, I
that's right.
like nice shit.
That's
You
right.
know, so it's gonna be some little gifts and stuff. You know, but yeah, man, the power, the knowledge. I give thanks for everybody. Like I'm watching people. I'm going through their processes myself. Like I'm not afraid to say like before I never tried anyone's processes because I was so big on loyalty and oh yeah, you know, and this and that. Anywho, but
Yeah.
now I'm like, hold on, there's so many people out there that's so, you know, amazing and great, and they're really out here like moving how they should be moving.
That's right. Come
You
on.
know,
Come
like,
on.
yo, there's people out here that want to really help the people. It's not about the dollar because in reality, we can make our own
Mm-hmm.
promissory notes. But anywho,
Mm-hmm.
again, another story. But
Come on.
um,
Back to
yeah,
home.
so
So mission.
yeah,
Right. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So it's like, you know, I'm seeing these people. I'm like, wow, like they're low key. Some of them are like really putting some big information out there. You
Mm.
know,
Mm.
that it goes against so much that we've heard
Come
of, you
on.
know.
Come on.
Exactly. One isn't real shit. I could create it. You
Right.
know, I am
Piece of
like,
paper. Hell, a piece of paper with some numbers on it. What makes it
right,
real? People believe it. It's
right, right. But all that's what I'm saying. So it's certain processes that I'm doing myself.
yeah.
Certain processes that people near me are doing. My partner. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, and I've met so much amazing people. Even like uh, the Queen was here just a while ago. Brianna.
Oh yes.
Yeah, she's like her energy is necessary. You know what I mean? And it's just like we don't realize oftentimes a lot of people they're out here in this community and they're like trying to bash one another or they're trying to like um have a one up, one
Mhm.
up, one
Mhm.
up, one up,
Mhm.
right? And
Mhm.
it's just like I'm looking at these other communities and they have other people, you know, that are lighter, you know,
Mhm.
and they don't have that type of energy.
Mhm.
It's like, yo, we got to get the hell up out of
Right.
here. You know, you have to, why have you been doing that? That's just been a distraction this whole time. Do this or do that,
Come
you
on.
know? So it's just like, I'm like, damn, y'all really out here building. And we're
Mm.
supposed to be out here building. And all this time, y'all have 80 something followers, 80,000 something followers, and y'all haven't built not one. So what you really been out here doing? You know,
Exactly. That's
but
it.
anywho, yeah, so it's just a lot of people out here that's really in the grain, and we're not realizing that we have to um go through the fire. We have to. You
Yes.
know, that's the only way that we learn
That's it.
how to move,
That's
who
it.
is who
That's right.
in this game,
Come on.
you know, and what is not necessary
Come
and
on.
what is,
Come on.
you know. So I give thanks for everyone that's out here demonstrating, whether you're out here demonstrating with mortgages, with traffic tickets, with free rent, with free utilities, um, endorsing
That's
your life. um, what else? Taxes, whatever it is that you're doing, you know, cars, whatever's your lane, whatever you're doing, and you're really doing it, not just on some like, no, oh, I'm gonna just go and create my own title and then
yeah.
make people feel like, oh, I got my title from the people. Then why you
Yeah.
didn't just request it from the Secretary of State?
That's
They're the business. It's a business.
come on.
Where the hell do you register your business at when you go start? Where did you register Rooted Delights?
Right. Come on.
Okay, so go back to your Secretary of State and get your stuff.
Mm. Mm. That's a gem, man. People don't know it's that's the root though. You were just talking about getting to the root. That's the root. That's the root. That's the root.
I did it something like, you know how I think it's Dave Chappelle that does this. Dave Chappelle would say something early in his comedy, you know, little series or show, and then he brings it back full circle, back around. You know?
I said, hold up, you're dropping too many gems.
Yo, but for real, like you got to go. Who? Man, I don't care. You over here doing bogus, something bogus over here.
Come on.
Let me go and tell who I need to tell because I don't want to get caught up in no bogus stuff that you got going on over here.
Come on. Come on.
I gave you a notice.
Yes.
Okay, so let me come and talk to the big dog over here.
Yeah.
And
Come on.
then the big dog even have a bigger dog.
Come on.
So if you don't move, no problem.
Mm.
Because I know someone who'll make you move,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know? So it's just like, it's just pretty much like I do appreciate those who have been out here, like either getting these wins
Yes.
straight up off of just learning these procedures, you know, whatever processes or whatever it is. And I do definitely even appreciate those who have been taking the lessons,
Yes. Come on.
you know, and has that the ones that have been upfront too
Come on.
about the lessons, like y'all. So this, you know, this was going on.
Right. That's right. Transparency. Getting, being
Why
super
not?
because what looks like a loss is really a lesson. Truly, that's how we learn. That's the only way to get through. Get a consult. There he go. He's showing you. Get a consult.
What? Listen, that's the best hype man. Okay.
It's all day.
Yeah, like it's the best hype man right there.
All
Okay.
day. Yeah,
I believe you.
y'all tap in like
I believe you.
powerhouse. She's a powerhouse. This hour
Thank
don't
you.
nothing compared to what she can bring to the table. Like nothing, man. I'm so honored to be talking to you. I really am. So
Likewise.
and
Likewise.
I'm building with you and taking things to the next level together collectively because that's what it takes.
That's it. Like, and again, that's the big thing with our people. It's just like, okay, what are you good at? Okay, let's come bring that over here. What are you good at? Okay, let's come. And then like that, now it's more so like everyone around us isn't lacking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody around us is abundant type of thing. So it's like, okay, my tribe over here, we're good at this and we've done this and that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well my tribe has done this and that and we're good at that. Oh, it's not about no hate, and it's about like, okay, well then let's come together as a collective, because either way people gonna be on both sides, or all sides somewhere somehow. They're gonna be putting a little pot here, a little here, a little there, because they're gonna see that, okay, well, these over here have what I want. These over here have, well, I didn't know that. Let me go over here too. And it's just like everybody can be in a sense as a collective, you know. But that's what's gonna keep people over here, or you're gonna move forward.
Mm-hmm. And if you think everyone brings something to the table, like you said, no one's lacking, then you don't have room for jealousy and envy. Because I need what you have, I need that just as much as what I can provide you. It's that balance, you know? But look, listen, I was going to ask you, like, maybe we can talk a little after this call so we can really dig deep with some
That's
stuff.
fine.
Level.
That's
But
fine. That's fine. Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure. I'm definitely, I want to learn from you, just for sure, because you've been out there silently,
yes, yes,
moving silent.
yes, very much
So
so. Yes, but I appreciate you. We're gonna chop it up. Just let me know when you're free to talk. We can vibe out a little bit. But I appreciate everyone for tuning in. And yeah, you got anything else you want to say, Queen Ali?
yeah, so Mindful Mondays is starting back up. Mindful Mondays is definitely started back up. I am going to be bringing a lot of different guests, talk about different things, different types of things. And I'm doing consultations again. Also, my event. So it's going to be called Wealth Strategy Summit.
Mm,
So, and we always think that wealth is something of the, like, like dollars or gold or mansions, private jets. That's what all these wealth conferences. That's what they preach and talk about. And that's cool. That's cool and all. But we have to realize that we're the wealth.
come
We've
on,
always been the wealth. Always, always.
come on,
You know. So,
come
yeah.
on.
All right.
Yeah.
Peace and love. Peace and love, everyone.
Peace and love. Peace and love. Thank you for joining, Ali. Like, we gotta do this again. Thanks for everyone for joining in with us. And I'm gonna post the replay, so if you didn't get to catch it, I'm gonna run it back. But I appreciate
Awesome.
you. Sending you so much love. Thank you, thank you, thank you,
All right.
thank you.
Peace and love.
Peace and love, y'all.